Hello everybody, my name is Max, and in this video I'm sharing a free lesson of my course called Your Best Remote Workshop with Miro. Miro, formerly known as Real-Time Board, is basically a huge canvas or digital whiteboard that can be accessed through the browser or using native apps for Mac, Windows, smartphones or tablets. It's really easy to get into Miro and it performs well across all of these platforms. I think that mastering Miro is a skill that does not only come in very handy in days of being separated from each other, but also since the remote work life is becoming a long-lasting reality. So please enjoy this lesson about the advanced features of Miro, such as the timer and voting features. If you want to see the full course, in which I also discuss general challenges of hosting remote workshops and give you a holistic overview and instructions on the usage of Miro, you will find the link in the video description. Okay, so now that we're done with the basic features, let's just jump right into the advanced features. This won't take very long. There are only a couple of tools that I want to show you, and then we can move on already. So we're back at our test board, which is empty again. And the first thing that I wanted to show you is now here in this bottom panel, where we can find the more advanced tools as displaying it in the presentation mode. There are comment features and all that stuff, but I don't want to talk about this. I wanted to show you the first thing, which is the timer. So you might be familiar with the time timer, just a really big watch that counts down a preset duration, and you have it in almost every workshop exercise or workshop situation. So Miro has it as well. I think it's only available in the paid plans, so not in the free plan. I mean, there are of course other ways of how you could do this even without paying the license fee. For example, having your smartphone just lying down and having the timer for yourself, and you would then have to work with that. The advantage of this timer is that it's in sync for everyone and every participant is able to see it. So we can specify the duration here. And just for this example, let's keep it here with 5 seconds. I would then click start. The session would continue, everyone would see the timer. And when it's done, everyone hears that chime, and that's it. It's very handy, very useful when we're working with our tight schedules, and we need a timer so that everyone's aware of about how much time they have left for the current exercise. And the second feature I wanted to talk about is the voting tool, which is also very important, very useful. In a lot of cases you have to, or you want to understand how people think about different options that have been developed in interactive sessions. And the easiest way would be to do a voting session. Of course, you can also again do it without paying the fee. I think it's again a paid feature, for example, by just adding small colored shapes like circles, which could represent these colored stickers that you would have in your workshops, and you would then just distribute or assign different colors to the participants, and everyone would then place these shapes on the objects they want to vote for. And Miro has this same feature implemented already, and once we click on that, we can provide the voting session with a name. So we'll call it test vote. Again, a duration, let's say 1 minute. Votes per person, 5. Voting area, whole board, so we could even change the area of the board, which is at this moment empty, so we don't see anything right here. But once we start placing objects on the board, we're actually able to see them here as well. So we can just specify the voting area. Let's say done, and then you can see it here just for making sure that you have selected the right space, because out of this area that's visible here, votes will not be possible, which is very handy. You can even restrict the object type. So for example, if we have a headline here and we have another headline there, it's not really a square, guys. Let's just call it square. And we don't want our participants to vote on the headlines, then we obviously would deselect text. We can also in this case just deselect everything except for shapes, and then we have everything set up. Let's maybe just move down to 1, click start now, and then we can start voting on ourselves. The time's already running, so we'll click on vote now, and this is how it looks like. We can select the shape that we want to vote for, and now it has count our vote here for the circle. Of course, I cannot vote anymore. It says you're out of votes, but I can of course change my vote. I can remove it here and say, oh yeah, I wanted to vote for the square, so that's it. Let's say done, and now I'm back at the admin interface here, so I can end the voting for all, so we don't have to wait, and if everyone's already finished, then I can end the voting soon, confirm, and then it will process the results of everyone. In this case, it's of course just me, and we'll have to wait a few seconds until the results are available. And here we see, all right, for the square we got 1 vote. Of course, in a real session this would look a little bit different, but everyone would be able to see and understand where the votes got to and where they came from. And the good thing about this as well is, in comparison to just placing the colored circles on the objects, is that this is an anonymous voting, so you don't see who's voting on what while the voting is still going on. So this is also quite nice. So let's close this and let's talk about another feature. So this is a huge board, and I'm not sure, but I think it's endless. You can scroll to how far you want. You can place your objects way beyond the actual focus area, and everything's possible here. We have this issue of attention, even more so in remote workshop situations. And Miro provides a nice tool to get everyone's attention back to you as the moderator, or even as someone who just wants to show something. So it's called Bring Everyone to Me. And how this works is on top of this tool, you will see these kind of images for all of the participants. And you can just click on your own head or image and say, bring everyone to me. And what this does is it will bring everyone's cursor and screen area to where you're currently looking. So they will see exactly the same area of the artboard or whiteboard that you're seeing, which is very handy, as you can then very easily explain what you wanted to explain and be sure that everyone's paying attention and is actually at the same spot as you are. You can also just bring single individuals to yourself to make collaboration easier. It's a very nice tool again, and I've used it a lot in the past. And the last feature I wanted to show you is something that's also very handy for setting up your playground. And it's defining the starting point of where you want your participants to begin when they start the app and open up your board. So let's just say in this case, I want everyone to be really close to this headline that says circle. And what I do is I will set up this view by just moving around exactly to the point where I want everyone to be once they open up the board. Then I will right click on the board itself and click on Set Current View as Start. And this also helps a lot at the beginning of each session, because you can make sure everyone's starting at a specific point. Maybe you have a set of instructions or an overview, or it's just the agenda, and you want everyone to read through this, so you can make sure everyone starts there when they open up the board and not start on random places anywhere and move around like crazy chicken, but everyone starts at this very defined position that you want them to start. And that's it for the advanced features. Let's move on to the next chapter, which is called templates. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you're interested in the rest of the course, check out the link below and make sure to take a look at my other courses as well, in which I talk about UX-related topics such as surveys, user interviews, working with Figma and Maze, and so on. Anyways, I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day. Goodbye.